when you really examine Shonen Jump magazine as a whole, you realize that in a way, this anthology comic publication is its own weekly tournament arc. Over a dozen of different manga put out a new chapter every week, and readers can vote to determine their favorite and give feedback through their weekly surveys. The worst possible outcome is if a series is doing too poorly, then the possibility of cancellation hangs over its head. This is the driving force behind Bakuman, a meta shonen manga about two young boys trying to create the best series ever to hit the pages of Shonen Jump. So in other words, Bakuman is the shonen manga about creating shonen manga. Bakuman began publication in Weekly Shonen Jump in 2008, written by Tsugumi Oba and illustrated by Takeshi Obata, the same brilliant duo behind the cat and mouse thriller manga anime Death Note. At first glance, it may seem odd for the duo to go from a suspenseful crime drama about justice, god complexes, and global paranoia to a down-to-earth story about two young men waiting to create Japanese comic. But when you really look at it, Bakuman was perfect follow-up to explore. Bakuman follows two 14-year-old boys, Moritaka Mashiro, an illustrator who falls out of love with manga after the industry claims the life of his overworked mangaka uncle, and Akito Takagi, a talented writer who wants to create manga with Moritaka after discovering his ability. Moritaka promises he will marry his childhood crush Miho after he makes a manga that can be adapted into an anime, and he and Akito becomes dedicated to creating the best Shonen Jump manga ever. Off the bat, you can really feel the shonen manga formula bleed into the series despite it not having any fantastical elements or magical abilities. Two young boys decide to enter a new world of Shonen Jump which they are unfamiliar with, where they will need to put their blood, sweat and tears into following their dreams. Sounds familiar? Bakuman takes everything we love about shonen, growth, guts and friendship, and applies it to the process of making the shonen comics, which gives an authentic feeling as it's coming from two pro manga creators. Watching Mashiro and Takagi go from rookie creators to fully fledged pros with the pages of Shonen Jump is such an awe-inspiring story, and you can't help but root for them. They don't always meet with success though. They struggle and fumble at times, but those moments of failure gives them opportunities to learn and grow as creatives. It takes 3 published one-shots before the duo finally makes a series suited to the readers of Shonen Jump. The editors are happy with their art quality and paneling, as the trial brings out the best in Takagi's writing and Mashiro's art. As the Bakuman story goes forward, we get a substantial amount of story arcs that shake up the lives of these budding mangakas. After Mashiro suffers from dehydration and exhaustion from their first weekly series, he must confront having their project go on hiatus when it's found he may need a surgery. This series reminds readers that the life of a weekly manga artist is a taxing one that can destroy the health of the creators. We see this followed up later on the chapter 130. On the day of Mashiro and Takegi's elementary school reunion. Now in his 20s, Mashiro meets up with former classmate for the first time in forever. But there's a distance. All the other partygoers are making plans for beaches and skiing trips. But when they ask Mashiro to tag along, he says that he needs the weekend to work on a storyboard and can't risk injuring his arm. Despite having following his dream, Mashiro realizes he has never really experienced his youth the same way the most of the normal people of his age would have been. Still, after meeting back up with Takagi, the two reassures themselves that they are still happy even if following their dream has consumed so much of their lives. It's a tender moment that two young men shares as, by the end of it, they feel more motivated than ever to create a series that can rank higher than their rivals, Eiji Nizuma. The same rivalries are also part of what makes Bakuman such a compelling shonen. You have the talented but unmotivated Hiramaru who's under the iron fist of his editor Yoshida. There's Takagi's old academic rival Iko Iwase, who is determined to prove she is a superior writer to Takagi through manga after he rejects her love confession. And of course the manga making machine. And there's another character called as Neji Nizuma, whose our two boys are competing against since their first day at the jump. All these characters are mangaka for one reason or another. Seeing the weekly battle for first place among the readers makes each of them feel authentic, with no one being simple fodder for Mashiro and Takagi to surpass. Bakuman is a well-told story, but that would only take it so far as a manga if not for Takeshi Obata's kinetic stylish art. Look at any of the Obata's color pages and it's easy to see this is an artist who can bring out liveliness and vibrancy in an even simplistic actions. He is able to bring out the best in terms of expressions, as you can tell exactly when the Mashiro is struggling with an inking and completely in the zone even if the dialogue was removed. Anyone with the love for manga and comics should give Bakuman a read, just for in-depth look into the powerhouse that is Shonen Jump. This is a series for artists and writers too, as movements for the characters dealing with imposter syndrome, writer's block or being unsatisfied with their work all carry the genuine weight that any creative recognizes. Still, Bakuman is not a series that revels in misery. And when our boys do achieve victories, they feel earned as their dreams suddenly feel just a little bit closer. Have you read Bakuman manga? If you have done it, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel because I post daily anime content about top 10 top 5 listings, anime reviews, recommendations, news, theories and all sort of anime content on daily basis. So if you enjoyed this video, just don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And that was for the video guys, and I will see you in the next one. Sayonara.